Hey there, guys. It's Landry here with the Small Wrestling Lines, giving you my review of the January 10th episode of NXT and tell you if it was worth it. So this week we're not actually from Orlando this time. They're actually coming from Atlanta. Nice change of pace. Always like it when they do that. Anyways, we start off the night with Shayna Baszler versus Dakota Kai, another woman from the Mae Young Classic. Shayna Baszler comes out to some questionable music. They kind of start off with like stampeding horses. Don't know why. Anyways, this is a squash match. That's really all I have to say about it. Only thing of interest is that Shayna, Shayna Baszler kayfabe injures Dakota Kai's arm and continues to attack her, and Ember Moon rushes in to break it up. But that's really all that was from it. So now that I told you, you don't even need to see it. So, not worth it. Um, One thing I'll get into to say that was worth it is they had far fewer video packages, and most everything was um, about like the very next match at least, and that was good. But even though they had fewer, they still had at least one other that was promoting a match for next week, and that was with the Street Profits backstage, and was kind of annoying in my opinion. That was one of the few times when I really felt that they were just came off as more annoying than charismatic. But they went to William Regal asking for a number one contendership spots, and they ended up getting into a match with the Authors of Pain next week to pick the number one contender. Anyways, that's for the tag team titles, of course. Anyways, we get into our next match, which was Cassius Ono versus Raul Mendez. I'm sorry, Raul Mendoza. Sorry. But yeah, Raul Mendoza. That's Cassius Ono versus Raul Mendoza. And this was a pretty good. It had really good parts to it, but still very average match. Like it ended kind of abruptly, and it's like I don't know. Like it felt like he could have done more, but like I said, it was very average to above average. But they really felt like he could have done a great match if they wanted to, or if they gave him the time, I guess. But I don't know. Like I said, ended abruptly, and it was worth it, as something to watch for. But it's still not go out of your way to watch it. Then we get into our next match, which was Leo Rush versus Lars Sullivan. And they had a good dynamic going with Lars Sullivan, the big guy, versus Leo Rush, who's this little cruiserweight guy. They had some good ring psychology type stuff. Leo trying to use his speed and agility to outmaneuver Laws so he can get some offense in. And they had some good stuff going, but it was seemed like mostly a squash match. It ended real quickly, and it just didn't really feel important. The only thing of note from it was really that after the match, Lars Sullivan called out Killian Dane. So they're gonna probably have a match, I guess, for NXT Takeover Philadelphia. So that was that. Once again, not really worth it. They showed signs, good signs, but not really. I mean, Leo Rush looked like he could be a really good talent, like I was saying, has some ring psychology and great agility work in there, but I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna really use him probably either. I mean, I'm fairly certain this was his first match, and he ends up losing. And I think that's because people have been saying he has an ego backstage. Hopefully, it works out for him and they actually use him properly, but who knows. Anyways, we go to our last match, and this was going to be the title defense for the tag team titles, where Sanity uh, cashes in their rematch clause to take on Undisputed Era. But this does not end up happening because Undisputed Era jumped Sanity backstage and took him out of commission. Then, Undisputed Era came out, was cutting the heel promo about how they'll, destroy anyone that goes up against them. Then William Regal comes out and he's saying, you're going to start to defend your titles tonight. And then Roderick Strong interrupts him. Don't know. I mean, it's like William Regal's like, I'm going to get you people to challenge. And like Roderick Strong's like, hold up. And it's like, I don't know. It's like weird that he's interrupting them. It's not like William Regal was saying, I don't have anyone to challenge you. And then he interrupts. That would have made more sense. But whatever. So Roderick Strong comes out and he says, I'll go find someone, but then someone finds him. It's Aleister Black, still upset over the interference from Adam Cole, from the Fatal 4-Way match, depicting the number one contender for the NXT Championship. He's of course upset for that, so he comes down. It's Roderick Strong and Aleister Black versus the Undisputed Era, with Adam Cole by ringside. And this was a really good match. Had some really nice stuff in it. Good build to the hot tags and things like that. Everything you normally see in good tag matches. Then it ends with the Undisputed Era winning, and they ended up winning because Adam Cole interfered or really distracted Aleister Black by basically tempting him out of the ring and into the crowd, where the Undisputed Era was then able to double team Roderick Strong and get the pin before Aleister Black can make it back into the ring. Then after that, Undisputed Era went and all dogpiled on Aleister Black, beating him up, and then basically leaving both guys in the middle of the ring. So I don't know what they're gonna go through now, because it could seem like Roderick Strong and Aleister Black has beef against Undisputed Era. I don't know. I don't know if like the NXT Philadelphia is very close, so I don't know if it's gonna be Aleister Black versus Adam Cole, or with maybe Roderick Strong by ringside to counteract the Undisputed Era ringside. I'm not sure. But it seems exciting wherever it goes from here, so that's very cool. So that's definitely worth it. That match was the one that's definitely go out of your way to see for this week. Everything else was either not really worth it or wouldn't watch it on its own. I would watch the Cassius Ohno match with the tag team match, because it's definitely an add-on. It's like I'm saying, it's just not a go out of your way to see it. So NXT as a whole was watched parts of it, 2 matches of it, easy enough, but beyond that, not really. Sad, but hopefully next week be even better. And definitely, I would see the NXT Takeover Philadelphia. Looks like it should be should be really good. So, and until next week, see ya.